Today, we're diving into the wild world of studying, but with a twist. Instead of giving you the same old boring tips, we're getting real, we're getting raw, and we're getting relatable. If you're new here, I'm Kmath Addict, and today we're exposing the 10 most horrible study tips I use every day. Get ready for some serious laughs, some head-shaking moments, and maybe even a little bit of self-reflection. That's right, these are the study habits that I know are awful, but somehow still find their way into my routine. They're like those guilty pleasure snacks. You know they're bad for you, but you just can't resist. Let's get into it. Procrastination, my old friend. I always tell myself I'll start early, be that model student everyone secretly wishes they could be. But let's be real, I always end up cramming the night before like my life depends on it. It's a chaotic dance fueled by coffee, panic, and the faint hope that my brain will absorb all this information in time. The worst part? Deep down, I kind of love the thrill. It's like a messed up superpower, the ability to function under insane pressure. But seriously, folks, procrastination isn't a recipe for success. It's more like a recipe for a mental breakdown, flavored with a dash of regret. Studies show that spacing out study sessions leads to better retention. So to all my fellow procrastinators out there, I feel you. We're in this together. But maybe, just maybe, we can try to break free from this vicious cycle. Hold on, let me answer this text while memorizing this history timeline, and maybe throw in a quick game of online chess. Welcome to my world, the world of multitasking madness. I believe I can juggle multiple tasks at once and emerge victorious. But the reality is far less glamorous. It's more like a chaotic circus act where I'm the clown juggling chainsaws while riding a unicycle. Studies show our brains aren't wired for effective multitasking. Trying to do too many things at once decreases productivity and compromises work quality. But do I listen to the science? Not really. I'm too busy checking social media while writing an essay and listening to a podcast. It's a recipe for disaster, I know. But old habits die hard. Maybe I need to invest in noise-canceling headphones, lock my phone away, and practice mindfulness. Let's talk about everyone's favorite study buddy, caffeine. I've convinced myself that I operate on a whole other level when I'm fueled by caffeine. Need to pull an all-nighter? Coffee's got your back. Big exam coming up? Energy drinks to the rescue. But let's be real, the truth is far less glamorous. Yes, caffeine can provide a temporary boost, but it comes with downsides. The jitters, the anxiety, the inevitable crash, it's all part of the caffeine roller coaster ride. And don't even get me started on withdrawal headaches. Caffeine messes with my sleep, which is crucial for effective studying. It's a vicious cycle. I rely on caffeine to stay awake, which then interferes with my sleep. But hey, at least I'm aware of my addiction, right? In the world of studying, time is precious and every minute counts. So what's the easiest thing to sacrifice in the name of academic success? Food, of course. I'm a master at skipping meals, convincing myself that I'm too busy absorbing knowledge to waste time eating. But let's be real, depriving your body of essential nutrients is not conducive to optimal brain function. When your blood sugar levels plummet, so does your concentration and focus. But do I heed the warning signs of my growling stomach? Nope. I push through the hunger pangs. Spoiler alert, it doesn't end well. So to all my fellow starving students out there, let's make a pact. Let's prioritize our physical well-being, even if it means sacrificing a few minutes of study time. The highlighter, my weapon of choice in the battle against information overload. I used to believe that if I highlighted every single word, I would somehow absorb all that knowledge. But alas, reality has a way of shattering our illusions. The truth is, highlighting everything is just as effective as highlighting nothing. It's a classic case of information overload. Selective highlighting, my friends, that's the key. It's about identifying the most important concepts, the key takeaways. But do I follow my own advice? Not always. Old habits die hard, especially when it comes to my love affair with highlighters. So to all my fellow highlighter enthusiasts out there, let's use this powerful tool wisely and with purpose. We've all been there, staring at a stack of notes that look like they were written in hieroglyphics. Oh wait, those are my notes from last semester's class. Yep, I'm guilty of relying on outdated notes, clinging to them like a security blanket. I tell myself that these vintage notes are like fine wine. They get better with age. But let's be real. Using notes from a previous semester is like trying to navigate a foreign city using an outdated map. The academic world is constantly evolving, with new research and updated theories. Clinging to outdated notes is like refusing to update your phone's operating system. So, to all my fellow students out there, let's make a pact. Let's embrace the ever-changing landscape of knowledge and let go of our attachment to outdated notes. Who needs breaks when you're on a roll, right? That's the mantra I repeat to myself as I power through hours-long study sessions. I envision myself as a study marathon runner, pushing my limits, ignoring the fatigue. But let's be real, our brains aren't designed for sustained, intense focus without reprieve. It's like trying to drive a car without ever stopping to refuel. Breaks, my friends, are not a luxury. They're a necessity. Stepping away from our studies for a few minutes can enhance our productivity and improve retention. So, to all my fellow studyaholics out there, let's make a pact. Let's prioritize our mental well-being and embrace the power of breaks. I am the lone wolf of the academic world, fiercely independent, determined to conquer the challenges of academia on my own. Asking for help? That's for the weak, right? Wrong! In the real world, collaboration is key. Two heads are better than one and all that jazz. But do I follow my own advice? Not always. I have this weird sense of pride when it comes to studying, like I need to prove to myself that I can do it all on my own. But let's be real. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of intelligence. Whether it's forming study groups, seeking guidance from professors, or hiring a tutor, reaching out for support can make a world of difference. But I, for one, am guilty of letting my ego get in the way. So to all my fellow independent learners out there, let's make a pact. Let's ditch the "I can do it all by myself" mentality and embrace the power of collaboration. Sleep? Who needs it when there's a mountain of textbooks to conquer and a deadline looming? I've always been a firm believer in the power of the all-nighter, convincing myself that I can function perfectly fine on minimal sleep. But let's be real, depriving ourselves of sleep is like trying to run a marathon with a broken leg. Sleep is essential for memory consolidation, cognitive function, and overall well-being. When we don't get enough sleep, our brains simply can't function at their best. But do I listen to the countless studies or the pleas of my own sleep-deprived body? Nope. So to all my fellow sleep-deprived students out there, let's make a pact. Let's prioritize sleep, even if it means sacrificing a few hours of study time. Cramming, the art of trying to shove a semester's worth of information into our brains in a single night. It's a desperate, last-minute attempt to salvage our grades, fueled by caffeine and panic. But let's be real, cramming is not an effective study strategy. It's the academic equivalent of trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Our brains aren't designed to absorb and retain large amounts of information in such a short period. Spaced repetition, my friends, that's the key to long-term retention. It's about revisiting material regularly and allowing our brains to make connections over time. But do I follow my own advice? Not always. So to all my fellow crammers out there, let's make a pact. Let's ditch the last-minute panic and embrace the power of spaced repetition. And there you have it, my top 10 most horrible study tips that I use every day. I'm the king of procrastination, the master of multitasking, and the champion of caffeine consumption. I'm basically a walking, talking example of what not to do when it comes to studying. But hey, at least I'm self-aware, right? And who knows, maybe by exposing my terrible study habits, I can help some of you avoid making the same mistakes. Or maybe I'll just entertain you with my tales of academic self-sabotage. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this little journey into the depths of my study struggles. If you found this video relatable, or if you have your own study habits to share, drop a comment below.